What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure I smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, my beautiful people, we got these athletes who were caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you've ever been in like a cheating controversy in sports or whatever. I know when I was in high school, man, we were playing against this, we were in the playoffs, and the game was over. The clock ran out. The team snapped the ball, kicked the field goal, and they won. The refs gave them the game, bro, but the game was over. The other refs were like saying the game was over, the clock ran out, and they still kicked it, bro, before they snapped the ball. And we lost, bro, and it was on ESPN. It was on TV a long time ago, man. This is like in 2005. But, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, that was a traumatic experience for us, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, let's get into this video without further ado. Let's get this video like 5,000 likes.
An attitude of winning at all costs sees some athletes throw the rule book out the window. But once they've crossed that finish line or climbed that podium, a single keen-eyed onlooker can bring all their hard-won success crashing down. With that, let's take a look at some shocking times athletes were caught cheating.
Then I ran track against people that were on steroids, but mine was all natural.
Ruiz.
Crazy.
If you look up the definition of cheating in the dictionary, there's a good chance you'll find a picture of Rosie Ruiz's face next to it. Back in 1980, this athlete became famous almost overnight after she won the Boston Marathon. A complete unknown, she crossed the finish line with the third fastest time of any woman ever recorded. But once she was over the line, suspicions began to arise. After running over 26 miles so quickly on a 70-degree day, she should have been completely exhausted. But Ruiz appeared suspiciously well-rested, raising questions.
She caught a ride.
Was she on some kind of steroids? Perhaps a special training regimen? After several days of confusion, witnesses came forward claiming they had seen Ruiz join the race from the sidelines less than a mile from the finish.
Wow.
She was in track clothes and wearing a number, but I thought someone had just sort of stumbled into the race. Maybe somebody was a little...
Further investigation revealed that during the New York Marathon 6 months earlier, witnesses had actually seen Ruiz riding the subway to the finish line. Even though she denied both accusations, the evidence was piled against her, and Ruiz was stripped of her win and record. Although you have to hand it to her, that's certainly one way to train.
She trash, bro.
Dwight Howard. When it comes to cheating, sometimes you need the biggest balls on the court. Or in Dwight Howard's case, the stickiest. Back in 2016, Dwight was playing NBA-level basketball for the Houston Rockets. While the Rockets were playing against the Atlanta Hawks, officials realized the ball was covered in a tacky substance right after Howard had touched it. The rules of the NBA state that it's illegal to use foreign substances during games, so this raised several red flags. Officials wandered over to the bench and found a glaringly obvious can of Stickum, a kind of spray adhesive, in plain sight of everyone. It was once used to help players get better purchase on the ball, but it was banned from the sport in 1981. Both teams were warned, but no.
I don't know. That little sticky substance, I seen people use that in football, bro. Like in high school. I ain't gonna say no names. That's crazy as hell, though. You either got hands or you don't, man.
Was accused, and the game continued. After the game, however, Howard admitted to Houston Chronicle writer Jonathan Fain that it was him. But not just that, he then also admitted to using Stickum in every game he played. Somehow the baller just laughed the incident off, and no fine or charge was ever brought against him, avoiding what could have been a very sticky situation. 2012 Olympic badminton.
Some people get away with certain things, bro.
Of all the sports you might associate with cheating, I doubt badminton immediately springs to mind. But at the London 2012 Olympics, intentionally throwing matches became the new winning strategy for several teams. A round-robin system was used in this Olympics, which meant all teams would face each other at some point. The results of earlier matches would be used to put teams into suitable skill brackets, pitting teams of similar ability against one another. So, by strategically losing some games early on, a team could play easier matches against weaker teams at the knockout stage with better chances of winning. This was a strategy that China's team players Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang attempted to exploit in the women's doubles tournament. Unfortunately, the South Korean team they were facing had adopted the exact same strategy. Jang Chong-yoon and Kim Ha-na faced the Chinese team on the court, and the world bore witness to one of the worst games of professional badminton ever played.
Wow.
How bad? Well, the longest rally in the first game only lasted 4 strokes. A series of clearly intentional, basic errors ruined the game, and fans jeered and booed at the teams as they left.
Oh, they trash. They trash, G. They deserve them
To make
boos.
matters worse, another match between a separate South Korean team and Indonesian team suffered the same clash of strategies. Because what they were all attempting was so blatantly obvious, all four pairs were formally accused of trying to rig the matches by performing poorly. As punishment, they were disqualified from the rest of the tournament.
Woo!
Hopefully, that'll teach them not to be so shuttlecocky in the future.
Hey, man, I want to get into badminton, yo. You know what I'm saying? I need a partner. I think I'd be really good at that. I was good at that in high school. If y'all had badminton, you know what I'm saying? Who want to be my partner? Let's go professional, man. We ain't got nothing else to do with our lives, you know?
Spanish Paralympic basketball team. In 2000, the Sydney Paralympics was rocked by a scandal that still has people shaking their heads with shame today. On the Australian Paralympic courts, the Spanish learning disabled basketball team beat Russia in their final match to win gold. But after the games closed, a member of the team, Carlos Ribagorda, confessed something outrageous to the press. The team was supposed to be made up exclusively of players with an IQ of less than 70, but 10 of their 12 players were actually mentally competent athletes with much higher IQs than the maximum. Apparently, they had all signed up as part of a wider scheme to boost their country's chances of winning. They'd even been provided with fake medical certificates to help them feign disabilities. Worst of all, for 2 years leading up to the Paralympics, they had trained around the world beating disabled athletes. Even with all that exercise, I don't know how they could sleep at night. Shockingly, the mastermind behind the scheme was the president of the Spanish Federation of Sports for the Intellectually Disabled. But he was fined just 5,400 euros after admitting to charges of fraud and embezzlement. Maybe these pieces of work should have competed in the limbo.
I should have fined him for way more than that.
How low they can go. Tanya Harding. In 1994, the world of figure skating became a total media circus after drama struck the ice. The day before the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, title holder Nancy Kerrigan was filmed finishing a practice skate in Michigan's Cobo Arena. But just seconds later, she was screaming in pain on the ground after a man with a police baton attacked her.
Why? I don't know, it's some hard black stick.
With her thigh badly bruised, Kerrigan was unable to compete. Her longtime rival, Tanya Harding, went on to take first place and was selected alongside her for that year's Paralympic skating team. However, police soon discovered the attack on Kerrigan had been ordered by a bounty hunter. In a shocking twist of events, Tanya Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, and her once bodyguard, Sean Eckert, were labeled as the culprits. They'd hired the bounty hunter to break Kerrigan's leg, removing Harding's competition in the upcoming events. Although she claimed she had no part in the conspiracy, Harding later admitted that she knew her ex-husband had been involved, but she failed to report it. A disciplinary panel stripped her of the championship title shortly after she participated in the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Boy, people would do anything to damn win. That's crazy, bro. That's like when I be playing damn Call of Duty, and it'd be hackers and cheaters all the time, bro. It makes the game just not fun. You know what I'm saying? I know I got some thumbs. You know, it just be people that got aim bots and everything, bro. It's so irritating.
But the Olympics had been
so lame.
Injustice of their own. At the games, a malfunction with her skates saw Tanya placed down in 8th, while Kerrigan managed a silver in 2nd. Karma gets pretty icy sometimes. Bloodgate.
She should be banned from the
Back
sport,
in
bro.
2009, the world of rugby was shaken to its foundations during the scandal now known as Bloodgate. In a Heineken Cup match between the English Harlequins and the Irish Leinsters, the Harlequins' Tom Williams was suddenly pulled off the pitch in the game's closing moments. He had blood dripping from his mouth and was told he couldn't play on. But the only substitute available was Nick Evans. Nick had also been injured earlier in the game, and under normal circumstances, the rules state that a player can't be subbed out more than once per game. But thanks to an exception in the rules specifically regarding blood injuries, Nick was allowed to hobble out regardless. Fortunately, Nick was exactly the type of player the Harlequins needed at that moment to have a shot at winning the match. It seemed like a bloody good stroke of luck. But as Williams headed towards the bench, the cameras caught him winking to his teammates. Would you be winking and smiling after a supposed injury to your face? Something definitely wasn't right. So the European Rugby Cup set up an investigation into the substitution. They found Williams had been given a fake blood capsule by the team's physiotherapist in order to allow Evans back on at the critical moment. It was an illegal tactic orchestrated by the team's chief executive, Dean Richards, who was accused of 4 similar incidents. Richards, Williams, and the physiotherapist all received bans from the sport, And the Harlequins club was slapped with a $260,000.
Damn, that ain't worth it,
Most of all,
G.
the Harlequins cheating didn't even bag them to win. To this day, the BBC claims it was rugby's biggest scandal, and I'm inclined to agree. Well, under that are the 2009 alternate away kit designs from Stade Francais. Yikes. Michael Pineda. In sports like baseball, one fumble can be the difference between victory and defeat. But back in 2014, New York Yankees pitcher Michael Pineda simply couldn't get a grip. As his team faced off against the Boston Red Sox, the Major League Baseball pitcher decided to up his game by using pine tar to improve his grip on the ball. He placed a small patch of the sticky substance on his neck, with his plan being to discreetly...
Look, his black ass ain't think that they ain't gonna see that tar on his neck. Boy, you ain't that dark. The hell?
Ball there before throwing it, but not discreetly enough, it would seem.
That is
Before
funny.
long, the Red Sox coach had spotted something afoot and was informing the referee. And funnily enough, at the same moment the coach complained about Pineda, a fan in the stalls could be seen pointing out Pineda's obvious faux pas. After several umpires checked his hands and neck,
Damn.
Pineda was immediately ejected from the game.
That's
In
embarrassing.
the 10 games following, the rules of Major League Baseball state pretty clearly that you can't use foreign substances on the ball, but this wasn't the first time Pineda had been caught cheating like this. He'd used the same pine tar in a previous match against the Red Sox and had
Wow.
even been caught on camera having obviously applied it. Maybe Pineda just wanted to live up to the pine part of his name, but this was hardly a pitch-perfect way to go about
That's
it.
crazy, bro.
2012 Olympic women weightlifters. The final lift of the 75 kilograms category at the 2012 Olympic
Oh, she on
women's
steroids.
weightlifting event was an incredible moment for everyone watching. Both Svetlana Podobedova and Natalia Zavalotnaya had set new Olympic records for women, with Podobedova taking the gold for Kazakhstan. In doing so, she pushed Zavalotnaya of Russia into silver and Belarusian lifter Irina Kulesha to third. They all made lifting weights look natural, except there was nothing natural powering the performance of these ladies. Despite testing clean for illegal performance-enhancing drugs at the time, the International Olympic Committee began reanalyzing athlete drug tests in 2015. Thanks to an advance in technology, the committee were able to pick up previously overlooked substances, catching past cheaters who thought they'd gotten away with it.
That's
The
crazy.
reanalysis revealed a list of athletes who had clearly violated anti-doping laws, including 3...
Yo, they'll pull up on you and take your medals and everything back. Like, they coming to get your shit. They like the IRS. They coming to get it.
names you'll recognize: Svetlana Podobedova, Natalia Zavalotnaya, and Irina Kulesha. All three of the muscle-bound matriarchs were disqualified, stripped of their medals, and had their Olympic records nullified.
So they're cheating. Their heads got
although
bigger.
They were pumped up on steroids. They still managed this all-natural fail. Femke van den Driesche. While some athletes work to improve themselves, others work to improve their methods of cheating. That was a sad fact that became clear back in 2016 after cycling champion Femke van den Driesche became the first ever athlete to be caught mechanical doping. That's a fancy way of saying she'd hidden a motor in her equipment to make the race easier. She was competing in the cyclocross championships when she suddenly stopped mid-race, claiming there was a problem with her bike. But on closer inspection, officials spotted wires and a battery concealed under the bicycle seat, leading to a motor hidden in the crankshaft.
Wow.
Van den Driesche was able to turn the motor on and off inconspicuously through a Bluetooth button attached at the handlebars. This turned the crank and helped push the pedals at key points in the race. Like here, where on a difficult climb, Van den Driesche was seen easily pulling away from the group with very little effort. When asked to deliver her defense, she claimed the bike belonged to her friend Nico van Mulder. Even though he confirmed her story, the rules at the time stated that the responsibility for the bike was all hers.
She knew
was
what the hell she was doing. That's crazy, bruh. She just had somebody to take the little heat from her. You know what I'm saying? You knew what kind of bike it was. Stop playing. We're adults here.
With a 6-year ban from professional cycling and a fine of 20,000 Swiss francs.
She better have been
Which is
winning.
just shy of $21,000. Before being stripped of all her previous titles. Guess she should have pumped the brakes on that plan. Have you ever been caught cheating in a sport before?
She could at least got a black button. Come on, man. Like, I'm not telling you how to do it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, look, be a little bit smarter. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. I'm gonna find another one of these videos, man, because this is very interesting, man. Like, but look, man, let me know your stories and stuff in the comments down below. I told y'all mine. And also, I used to run track, and I used to run against these guys. Look, I was dominating, right? Because off natural abilities, and then all of a sudden, the next year happens. They're faster than everybody by a lot, even me. And I'm like, yo, what the hell happened? Fast forward. They go to big colleges and stuff like that to run track to continue their careers, and they can't maintain those same times that they were running before because they were all up on these steroids and stuff, these performance enhancers and stuff, you know, and they lost their scholarships and stuff because they just couldn't perform, you know. But yeah, I don't know any of those that they didn't get any faster. They just got worse. I'm telling you, like, it got real bad. It exposed who they really were and their real abilities, man, without these substances. But look, man, it's all trash if you have to cheat to win. But look, man, I'll see you on the next video. And like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out, though. Blah.
Fold up. She think I'm a flex on her when I roll up. From the toes up. When it comes to my drip, it's different. Get the bricks, flip it. When it comes to my wrist.